Hello, everyone, and welcome to another week of the Spooky Show with Eric, who's just had to disappear for a little while, and myself. Dan, as some of you may already know, is on holiday this week. He's been in the lovely place of Cumbria for the last 2 weeks, gallivanting all over the place with his family. And he's been having a whale of a time, as far as I can see on Facebook. So we'll be catching up with Dan when he comes back. But I must apologise to you all in the chat because Ryan was going to come on this evening, and last minute he's had to pull out because he's had something that come up that he's had to attend to. So apologies to everyone that Ryan isn't with us as advertised tonight, but he has promised that he will come on. He will come back, and he'll have some exclusives for you all. So we look forward to that. When we love Ryan anyway, and he's always a plethora of information and a joy to have on any show. So we will get back to Ryan as soon as possible, and we'll get him scheduled in, and we'll find out what these exclusives are. I do know he has been working on a TV show, so let's watch this space. I want to say some hellos to everyone in the chat. William, hello, my friend. I need to speak to you at some point, so we need to have a catch up. And Rita, my sister from another mister, hello. Noreen, I hope you're well. And Charles, always a pleasure to see you, sir. And Kelly as well. Hello. Oh, they're doing fine. They're doing okay. My boys are a nightmare, to be honest. They're grown men, but they're still my babies, you know how it is. So yeah. But so Eric's just had to pop off because he's attending some he's got a family issue that he's just attending to. So but he will be on, and we will be having a chat about ghost hunting. So yes, we're talking about ghost hunting. He's preparing for his first one. Hello, Lorna. Yoo-hoo to you too. I love it when you say that. I love a yoo-hoo. Yes, so Eric's preparing to go on his first ghost hunt over in Wisconsin. And I'm an old pro. That sounds terrible. I'm an old pro. I've been doing it for years. So yeah, we're going to be discussing ghost hunting this evening. So what's happened to Eric's face? It's an improvement, isn't it? What do you reckon? Did you get new teeth, Eric? I love it. I love it. Oh, I love that picture. Oh, Mr. Southey's in. Hello, Sir William. That's your nickname from me from now on. I'm sorry. I just love it. Sir William just fits. Yes. So ghost hunting. So when Eric comes back, we'll be discussing Rita. I am old. I'm older than I looked, seriously. So what's the gossip? What's been happening? I can tell you, I'm pleased to announce that I'm going to be working on a project, and I'm at the stage where I could be script writing with some script writers for Netflix. So in the next couple of years, you could be seeing one of my shows. So we'll wait and see. There's lots that's going on in the background, lots of meetings to be had and all the rest of it, but it's based on a true story. So that's some good news that I can tell you that's coming up. Hi, Dorothy Jane Rose. What a beautiful name. Oh, wow. So that's going to be happening. We just got to get contracts in place and everything signed, sealed before I sit down with the script writers. William says, oh no. I'm having to is based on a true story, and it's quite a sad story. So I can't give too much away, but some of it will be, what the script writers are like. They have to make it all Hollywood, but the sentiments will be there, and I'm having to change names, places, all the rest of it. It's yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take, but they're talking about it's going to be done over a series of 6. There's a yeah. So we'll wait and see what happens. But the story needs to get out, not from me. It's not me saying that. It's the person that went through it. I was just a small part of it. So yeah. So it will happen, but how we'll wait and see. I mean, I might just turn around and say no, I'm not going down that avenue, and turn my back and decide to write the book instead. But who knows? We'll just wait and see what happens. So that's going to happen. I'm not going to be in it. We get an actress to play me. I might have a little walk-on cameo with Dan. We'll just see what happens. But yeah, so later this year I sit down with producers and we have discussions. So that's after the summer. We sit down and have a serious conversation, and that's when contracts will be signed. So that's some news that I can tell you. What else has happened behind the scenes this week? Well, we have the Simply Spooky Network has a sister network that's coming, which is called the Scary Spider Network. The spider is so scary, it's not really scary, but it's a Mickey take. So that will be launching soon. It has a presence on Facebook, but at this stage, we've not put any shows on there. So if you know anyone that would like a show, that wants a spot, that wants to have a go at presenting, you can do anything. Doesn't have to be paranormal. You can build stuff, chat about TV shows, horror films, anything you like. If you know anyone that would like a spot on the scary, what's it called? The Scary Spider Network, just get in touch, let us know. So William says, so Hollywood next stop, eh? No, well, William, you know me. More like Bollywood. Not Hollywood, Bollywood. There'd be a lot of singing and dancing and a lot of that. Oh, God, William, I thought you'd know me by now. Hello, Paul. How you doing? I hope you're well. Mr. Mould, what a lovely man he is. I actually know Paul. Great investigator. He's part of the West Midlands Collective. He gets out, he travels all over the place investigating. He's another old pro. You don't mind me calling you that, do you, Paul? I'm sure he wouldn't. Yeah, so that's 2 things. So the Netflix thing, the sister network, and the shop will be going up soon. Oh, do you know what? I'd love you to be in it, William. I'd reckon it'd be great, Just a little, cameo if you don't want to talk, just in the background doing something or other, If I can arrange it and you say yes, we make it happen. But yeah, no, so that's what's going on. And this week, my middle son is set to get wed. So I've got a wedding to attend to on Saturday. As you can tell, today I had my hair done, dyed, ready for the big day. So we're having the hair put up and curled, and so I look like a mother of the groom sort of thing. So I have the diaries. I have diaries. So it's not the stage set, the script, if you like, is not written yet. But yeah, I have diaries. So I have sort of, if that makes sense. So yeah. What's my outfit like? It's very plain and very boring. But I have a hat. I've always said to my children, the day you get married, I'll wear a hat as a joke. And I've kept with it. I've actually bought 2 hats and I've picked one. And so I'll be wearing a hat to the wedding. So I'm bringing back the old traditions. Never mind about these fascinators. I'm gonna wear a hat. So, so yeah, start a hat tradition again. Was watching The Gorgon last night, starring Peter Cushing. Oh, do you know what? I love those films. I really love them. The company I work for, I'm going to call it a holiday company, okay? And I can stay in the hotel. I think it's called the Oakley Hotel or something like that, where the Hammer House of Horror used to film. It's that, that classic iconic scene when you see this big old stately building. That is now a hotel, and apparently it's really haunted. And my company sends people to this hotel and they can stay there, and I get money off if I want to stay. So I keep trying to say to Dan, should we go and spend it? Sounds really wrong, but it's not. Trust me. Say to Dan, shall we go to this hotel and just stay there, like book a room, but use that as a base? We'll just go ghost hunting all night. And he says, yeah, but we haven't done it yet, but we will do. Sorry. We were just gossiping, as you know, as you do. It is, yeah. We're just talking about my wedding outfit.
Oh, you got that coming up this coming up weekend, huh?
It is, yeah. That was the name back in the day, Peter Cushing. Was someone Lee, Vincent Lee, Vincent Price, and Christopher Lee. That's what you mean.
You see what William said though? Goes, let's go, Vivian. Take me instead of Dan.
We will. We will. William, when you get here, there's so much that we got to do when you get here. For a start, my mum wants to see you.
Mm.
You're not in trouble, don't worry. Oh dear.
What? Somebody I guess wants to say hi.
Yeah. Oh, hello, beautiful. Look at those eyes. You are so gorgeous. That's a lovely wink. It's beautiful. I love cats, as you know. Cats, dogs, any animals, just not people.
No, I don't have time to pet you right now. I'm sorry. I love you, but.
Oh dear. I was just telling everyone. Well, I've been watching a few Bollywood films, getting back to my roots. And William, this will make you laugh. I have just found the original Wentworth Prison series.
Oh, wow.
On TV, the Australian Wentworth Prison that came out all those years ago. I'm rewatching all of them with B. Smith, and I am hooked. Seriously. So, any spare time I get, I should be reading and studying, but I'm not. I'm watching Wentworth Prison. So it's all about B. Smith at the moment for me.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I'm not going to be doing the Hollywood thing. Can you imagine me in Hollywood? Seriously, William. Honestly, I wouldn't get very far. Trouble is, I'm too mouthy. That's my problem. Don't agree, Eric. So I was telling everyone, yes, she was Lorna, the big red-haired lady. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. So, Eric, we were talking about you're going to be going on your first ghost hunt soon.
Well, I don't know if it's really ghost hunt. There's this graveyard that I want to look at. It's really small and it's part of the national park.
Right.
And but it doesn't look like anybody's ever been buried there for the last, well, at least since I've been here. So I'm pretty sure it's like graveyards all the way back to when this area was first built.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of little kids' graveyards there. So I don't know how much I'm going to do there, but I'm going to try.
Do you know what? I think it's great that you're going to do that because, there's it's a bone of contention over here whether you investigate in a graveyard or you don't investigate. Some people get on their high horse and say, oh, but the families are still around and that, so long as I suppose they're not recent graves and that the families are not grieving, going through that grieving process, I see no problem in going for ghost hunts in a graveyard.
Me either.
It's a great place to test your equipment because you're making it.
Yep.
And you're keeping their memories alive by going there.
Like I said, anybody's paid attention to the grave site except for, like I said, who has to mow the lawn,
Yeah. I remember many, many moons ago. Hi, Chad.
Hey,
Chad Freeman's in the house. Hope you're all okay. I remember many, many moons ago starting walking. Like I used to walk through a graveyard as a shortcut to get home and having an experience and seeing something in a graveyard, which I thought was highly odd. And then years later, seeing that same thing again in broad daylight and talking to the vicar about it. Of all people, I stopped the vicar and I said, you're going to think I'm mad, but I've just seen a little girl giggling and poking her head round this tree. And I said, I saw that before. It was late at night when I was coming home and it was dark. I saw that little girl. Again, she was giggling and she was dancing around this tree. And he said, oh, and he said her name. And he said, oh, so you've met her then? And I looked at him and I beg your pardon. He said, yeah, she's buried under the tree.
Oh, wow.
So even the local vicar knew it. And I said to him, well, do you believe in ghosts then? He said, oh, definitely, yes. He said, but what I've seen here, he said, yeah. But this particular church, the vicar was great. I loved that vicar. He was so down to earth, not scared of talking about anything. And then I found out years later he was a bit of a pisshead and he liked to drink. But what a great vicar, because he took his sermons drunk sometimes,
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. And done respectfully. Again, Terry, this is another bone of contention. What is respectfully? So I know what I think respectfully would be, but is my respectfully the same as your respectfully?
Yeah.
And the same as yours, Eric? I just think you have to use just common sense.
Well, yeah, and that's what it is. Basically on anything that you do for paranormal investigating whatsoever. You got to use common sense. I mean, I won't show grids if I can't, the names on them, but I'll show what I'm doing and I'll ask them questions respectfully.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, I saw this just blew my mind. From a little kid, I used to walk past this headstone and it said, here lieth the body of Mary Taylor, who died in 18 whatever it was. Okay, so and that headstone was up against the wall and next to a door of the church. And I freaked out when I was at first able to read it because my nan is Mary Taylor and she lived in the place where the same Mary Taylor lived. And I remember having that conversation with the vicar and he said, do you know what? He said, that Mary Taylor and your Mary Taylor, they're great. He said, so don't worry. He said, it was a common name. He said, that makes them great people. He said, just love your Mary Taylor while you can. And that's all he would tell me, was just love her while you can. And not a true word spoken from a drunken vicar.
Wow.
Because she wasn't with me. Well, she died when she was in her early 70s. So, yeah, he spoke, even though he was one of these people that like to drink, he actually spoke true words.
Yeah.
I think back now on what that vicar used to tell me. I think, actually, no, you were 100% right. He even took me down in the catacomb under the church. It's
Oh,
like a Norman built tower, and parts of the church were Norman, and he took me underneath and he showed me some stuff. And um, the trees outside, he's got two trees by the doorway, and they're carved into peacocks.
oh
They
wow.
were always carved into peacocks. And then later on, they got somebody back to that church to be able to carve them into the peacocks again. So yeah, it goes way, way back. This church, yeah, one of the oldest that I know about. And of course, like Norman Farr, he took me to some other old churches. I was quite lucky to know Norman, to be honest. But so your your graveyard. Let's talk about your graveyard. What do you have you heard of anything happening there?
No,
Or
never heard of anything, but I have. I mean, I go past it just willy nilly most of the time, because I got to go to my mom's that way. I
yeah,
got I go fishing over there, and I'm like, I should really look through the little. It's just a little tiny graveyard. No church connected to it. No nothing. There's
oh wow,
been in the area. There's a church like maybe down like a half a mile, but you know,
yeah.
it's just not. It's just sitting right there in the middle of town by the river, and I'm like, I don't think anybody ever visits anything there. There's no one leaves like flowers or like stuff.
There might be some notable people
Well,
that are
yeah,
there that may need sort of looking at, and
yeah,
looking at their history and what did they do in your town. And oh, look, this guy was quite famous in his day. He did this, or he invented that, or you never know what you're going to find.
yeah. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think anybody, I don't think any of the people that even have are relatives of the people that are in there are even around anymore. So I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I should bring a simple flower. I agree with
Yeah.
William.
William says, I was exploring an old cemetery noted for paranormal activity and stumbled upon the graves of my two oldest uncles who died before they were two. I had never heard where they were buried. There you go.
It's amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my vicar. Yeah.
Well, and going back on vicars and priests over here, for at least the Catholic faith over here, you're already praying to a ghost.
No
While
problem, Sarah.
you're okay, Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it depends on the religion or the denomination of the church. I was lucky with this vicar. We used to call him Vic. That wasn't his name.
Yeah.
And he was a really nice guy, but he just liked to have a drink. I mean, Christmas Eve. Oh my God, William, Eric, you would have loved Christmas Eve because they do a thing here called midnight mass, and just across the green
Mhm.
is a pub called the Bell on the Green. And it's a really, really old inn. It goes right back to beyond Turpin, and it was a known resting place for Dick Turpin. He's a famous highwayman over here. Anyway, I digress. He would be in that pub till closing, and everyone's buying him a drink because he's a vicar.
Mhm.
It's Christmas Eve. He's knocking them back, having a good time, and then he'll realise, oh, I've got to go back to the church. I've got to take midnight mass. So he'd stagger across the green back to the church, and he'll take midnight mass.
Mhm.
And midnight mass with this particular vicar was brilliant. Whether you were religious or not, just go to midnight mass with this vicar because he'd have you singing, doing happy clappy songs, brilliant. Then he'd make you sit down. Then he'd change his mind, make you stand up. Then
Mhm.
you'd talk about something totally unrelated. It was just fantastic. So I have happy memories of going to midnight mass just because this vicar was pissed, and he'd be outside shaking everybody's hand afterwards, and you'd be having a laugh out there in the graveyard with him. Absolutely brilliant. And he didn't really care as long as you was respectful,
Yeah.
and you didn't go around kicking the headstones in or anything like that. You could basically do what you want. He was a nice man. I bet he's not alive anymore today, but there you go. I
Miriam?
didn't go to any midnight mass. Have your own. Hi, Miriam.
Miriam.
Oh, we're just talking about Eric's first ghost hunt that's coming up. Well, sort of ghost hunt.
Yeah. I don't know if there's ghosts there. I'm just gonna go there, see what I can get. At least pay some kind of respect,
Yeah. William says, when I was doing ghost tours, our biggest night of the year was in October with the youth group for the local Catholic church.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Well, I don't suppose it matters what religion you are. My father, I make no bones about it. He's Sikh, he's Indian, and he'd take me to the Gurdwara, and I would love going to the Gurdwara because they feed you in there. You get a good curry. Okay, it's vegetable curry, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I didn't always understand what they were going on about, but I had a great time in the Gurdwara, and there was one Gurdwara in Southall of all places, and the cow is a very highly religious icon. So
Yes.
the living cow, and they had this statue of a cow in
No.
this particular Gurdwara, and one year it started crying.
Wow.
It started crying tears, and they had the news reporters in there and everything, and everyone was, oh, it's a miracle in the Gurdwara, the cow is crying. And I just think it's most probably the statue, what it's made of, is most probably porous. And with all these people pouring into the Gurdwara, that condensation,
Yep.
it's soaked into the statue, and it's just found a little outlet, Of course, my brain starts ticking, and I've
Yeah.
been in there. That cow wouldn't just start crying for no reason,
They had another one like that in fact, and I'll mention him, Josh Gates, did a whole bunch of things like that. I don't know if it was him or not, but I was watching shows like that, and they had like another statue in Italy that was the Virgin Mary that was crying all the time, and
Yeah. Didn't one of them cry tears of blood or something?
yeah, that's what it was. And they tried to do tests on it, everything they could, find out if there was something connected to it, and they couldn't find anything.
Wow. But you know what? I think that you'll have a profound experience in your graveyard, because it's not just the dead,
Mm-hmm.
it's about other beings and things. If this has been left alone for so long and no one's bothering with it, it gives nature a chance to take over and to play and to just be. So you might see something that's not what I call human related.
Yeah.
So the elementals might come out. Who knows? Who knows what you're going to
It'll
see?
be really interesting to find out. And, yeah, I've been putting it off for years. I've been like going, I got to do something. I want to do something. And I'm like, oh, wait, the other day I'm like, oh, I got all my stuff that I just made. I can take it out and see how it works, or if it does anything at all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think it's a great thing that you're doing, taking your the equipment that you've made
Mm-hmm.
to go and test there, because you need to know the equipment that you're using as well. So, like for me, example, if I get a new piece of equipment, I need to know the ins and outs of it. I need to know how it's working, the false positives, the false readings, how I can fake it. If I can fake it and somebody has my piece of equipment in their hand and it happens, I can understand whether it's real or not real.
Yeah.
If that I have to sort of turn it inside out, if you like.
Well, the good thing that I love about my skull is not technically a REM pod. It's more of a motion sensor. So when you get close to it, it breaks a field that it already vibrating itself, and then that's what makes it go off.
Yeah.
The other one is made out of a theremin, which is what they make REM pods out of.
Yeah.
And that's different situation. And I want to test that out and find out, because I know being close with my iPhone at least doesn't set it off. I know only touching it or getting real close to it, which I've shown on some of my videos. But
I've got one of your REM pods, and I took it to. Funny enough, it was a graveyard in Whitby, the famous one where Dracula landed.
yeah,
And yeah, anyway, I put it on top of her grave and just let it rest. Started asking questions, and it didn't go off at all. The minute I asked a certain question, it went off.
oh wow,
And if I kept on that subject, it kept going off.
mm.
The minute I went off subject and spoke about something else, nothing. So yeah, I was very, very pleased with it. So
Well, another person that has it is Riga from It's Big,
yeah,
and they were using it on one of their shows, and it was going off a lot.
yeah.
I liked it, and it was nice. It's nice to see that. It was enjoyable to see that. I loved it.
Yeah. You know, Williams just said, the one thing I know about graveyards is that people are dying to get in there.
Yeah, I know.
Ha ha ha! He's funny. I've been to the weeping icon of Mariposa in Hungary and the dark lady icon in Poland. They have power. There you go.
Know what that is.
She's groaning at William's jokes. It seems like when Dan's away, Mr. Sir William has taken over with the bad jokes. Oh, I don't know. But the thing is, though, here, I don't know about you, Eric, but here we've got some really famous graveyards, like the Highgate Cemetery, where stars and famous people have been laid to rest. Oh, another one.
Now, considering I know Sarah's situation, which if I wasn't married, Sarah, I'd be asking you out, because a woman that can tell jokes like a man is a perfect person.
She is a perfect person. She's a perfect woman. Oh, Lorna says only slightly better, Sarah.
I like Sarah.
Hi, Catherine. So we have some famous graveyards over here. Highgate Cemetery is, I suppose, is the most notorious. That has, it's got two parts of it. So people like George Michael and, I don't know, Spike Milligan, for example. He's a famous comedian. These people are all buried there.
Yeah.
Some in different parts. So there's a north and an east part of the cemetery. And the Victorian architecture in part of, because they have mausoleums there, the architecture of these mausoleums are amazing, and I believe now they are grade 2 listed buildings in a cemetery. Can you believe that? So they're protected. So a lot of films have been filmed in there. Karl Marx, there's one that Williams just mentioned. Yeah, some of them are protected, and some of the actual graves themselves are so weird and wonderful. Karl Marx, we saw his grave together, didn't we, William?
Wow.
And it's a nice grave. They have there was one that really tugged at my heartstrings. It wasn't even somebody famous, but somebody the family had gone to the effort to, it's a grave, like a really nice grave, the stone dog on top crying for its
Oh,
owner.
I saw
Oh God, when I saw that, I just went woo. I went.
one of my places I want to go because I saw a grave with a piano on top of it, a stone piano. I want
Yes.
that. I want to see the one with the dog. Because I've been
Yeah.
getting people have been posting pictures of Highgate.
Yeah.
Really want to go.
No, the one with the dog, that was at Highgate Cemetery, and the way it was done is a golden retriever or something. It's a bigger dog.
Yeah.
I think Spike Milligan's grave. It says, "See, I told you I was ill."
Yeah.
That's what it says on the grave. there's, there's some really funny ones and some real serious ones, and yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
But
thinking about the other day too. Is this one guy posted I want a crank on the side of my grave so you can crank it. It has the Pop Goes the Weasel song to it. And I go, yeah. I go, I know another guy that actually did it. They showed it on America's Funniest Videos or something like that. He actually had a voice box inside his coffin.
yeah,
He ordered into the ground. He's like, "Help! Help! Get me out of here!" And like the other he was dead.
the thing is though, when you have these ornate graves like this,
Mm.
surely these are gravestones that you'd want people to see
Yeah,
and to admire and to take photos of and to show people and to talk about you. So your memory is still living on, no matter how long you've been dead. They're going to, like for instance, this guy with the dog that's pining for him on his grave.
mhm.
I don't know who he is. I've never met him. I don't know the family. It's not a name that I recognise. I took photographs of it because after I was mopping away my tears and collected myself together, I took photos of it. And that's one grave that I will always have in here, because it touched me. I don't know who that man was,
Yeah,
and it's telling you a story of what he's left behind. Why would you have your dog there crying? You
yeah,
know, I don't know. But the graveyards here, I mean, I don't know what it's like in America, but we have, there's another very famous uh, grave site, which my brother's buried in. Oh my God, if you saw this, it would knock your socks off. Again, it has some famous graves, but they're very old graves. It's part of the Big Seven in London.
yeah.
And it has people from all over the world buried in there. There's a Native American Indian chief
Oh wow,
buried in there.
really?
There is the sister of one of your presidents is buried in there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's an amazing place, but it's not just a place for death.
Mm-hmm.
It's the architecture,
Yep.
the gravestones, the mausoleums. When you see some of these mausoleums, they are beautiful. I wouldn't mind living in one of those. Never mind about the dead. Let me move in. Seriously, they are so pretty. They're like houses. Hey Viv, I got a question for you. America is shitting its pants, not even offering to pay for dry cleaning. If we ask nicely, do you think the king will honour his mother's word and allow us to get back into English arms? Because we can only take so much bullshit just before we need to get out of the pen.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you know what? Catherine, the world has gone absolutely schizo. I don't know what's going on. Like our government,
mm-hmm.
cuckoo. America right now, cuckoo. Russia, definitely cuckoo. They're all doing it. I don't know what's going on. Something's got to give. Something's got to give at some time.
Well, and I talk to people. Well, I don't talk to people all the time, but people. I listen to people talking. Okay, one, America committed treason in order to get away from the British, and now everybody wants to go back.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Our country as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have our problems just like everywhere else in the world. I mean, It doesn't matter where you are, where you live. We've all got our problems, regardless of what they are.
Yep.
And I think it's our own governments. It's the people that we put in power. Is it us? Is it our own fault?
Mm,
What is it?
I don't know.
I think society generally has changed as a whole.
Yeah, I think so.
Um, and with, people are talking about AI. AI is going to be a bad thing. AI is going to take over. AI is going to do this and AI is going to do that. But they've got these blinkers on. They can't see the good stuff that AI is going to
Yep.
do too. So do you go down that road? I mean, people said that the internet was a bad thing when it first came out.
The latest I've heard about a credible scientist said that, yeah, I mean, bad things can be happening with AI, but there's going to be, he doesn't think it's going to happen that way. He thinks it's going to
No.
be technical for like medical reasons and, you know, saving people's lives and stuff like that, which is the way it should be used.
Yeah. Yeah. Right, I'm just going to get back to some of this. William says Graceland Cemetery in Chicago has incredible architecture. I love good architecture, don't you?
Oh, so do I.
Oh, isn't there anyone to respect anymore in government, etc.? I don't think there is. Personally, that's my opinion. If everyone's bickering and rowing and moaning about this, that, and the other, and price increases, and we got to pay this tax, or the immigrants coming over, or we need a level of immigration here to sustain NHS, to do the jobs that nobody else wants to. I mean, for our history, we have a part of immigration that's helped with our economy, and now I don't know. Just everyone is just sitting on tenterhooks right now, especially here in the UK. We're set to see price increases. Our fuel, we're paying through the nose just to keep warm this winter, and that's about to increase again with the war that's going on in Ukraine. And I don't know, but I think that's going to be right across the world. I don't think that's just here. I
Yeah.
think everyone is feeling the pinch, and I think it's just times are changing, and we need to change with it. But
Mm.
some people just don't want to. I don't know what it is. I haven't got the answer.
Well, my thing is it's not a problem with immigration. I totally agree that people should be coming over here. In fact, that's how America was born, but just don't let the drug dealers and
Yeah,
uh, the murderers and sex traffickers come over here and do all that crap.
yeah. She's willing to commit treason to go to England. Just come.
No, don't have
Just
to
come.
go like I'm going.
Highgate Cemetery in London has some good architecture too. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, William. I love that place. I love a good graveyard, me. Making my own Q-tops screw all the 50 states. Just get on a plane and come over, Catherine. Just come over. Do you know what, Charles? That reminds me of that song 2 Minutes to Midnight by Iron Maiden.
Yep.
I love that song.
One of my favorite bands.
Do you love Iron Maiden?
I love Iron Maiden.
Oh, let's go to a few gigs while you're here.
That'd be awesome.
I am such a big Iron Maiden
The
fan, honestly.
with Eddie and the what I mean by Eddie is that big scouting guy. Good. I want to see that so badly.
Do you know he comes on stage? He's about 16 foot tall. He must be mechanical or something, because
Yeah.
they start beating him up. It's quite funny. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh God. What I've been seeing on the news about what's been happening in America with the politics.
Yeah, it's nuts over here.
Hey, do you know what, Nico? I've got oh God, this it's about 30 years old. I've got an old biker jacket, and my hubby. when we were first seeing each other. He bought me this jacket and then it disappeared. And then one Christmas, I got this great big parcel, unwrapped it. And what he did was he took my leather jacket and he took it to English Warlords in Kensington in London and had an Iron Maiden Eddie painted on the back of my jacket.
I gotta go.
And it's the Fear of the Dark Eddie, the one coming out of the tree, my most favourite Eddie of all time. And he had that painted and signed by English Warlords.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
English Warlords, suddenly that they don't exist anymore, but their paintings are like artwork.
Mm.
And I still have the jacket. I can only get one arm in it now, but I will not get rid of that jacket. I love it. Love
I
it,
just
love it,
put on
love
my
it.
jacket this morning to find out if it still fit me because I've been gaining a little bit more weight since they fixed my stomach. And thank God it still fits me because I plan on getting my patches on it and everything else and bringing it with me. So
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I love Iron Maiden. And do you know what? This has got nothing to do with paranormal, but guys, if you're on the internet, here's a tip. I found it's not rock.
mm,
It's more popular based band, and I found them by accident. And there's a band, it's two men
mhm.
from Berlin called Saint Chaos.
Okay.
Have a look on YouTube. I mean, I just recently bought their album because I love them. These two guys, I mean, they started off in their garage, just the two of them, and they put their stuff on YouTube. It's how it started. And I think these guys they can be quite big, but go and have a look. See what you think of Saint Chaos. Let me know what you think. But they did a ghosty song. This House is Haunted. Have a look. They're a couple of great guys from Berlin. They're not overly famous or anything like that.
Mhm.
They're very, very talented, and I think that they should go far. But have a look and let me know what you think of this band, Saint Chaos. If you ever get the chance or you're bored, have a look. Their videos are great as well. And there's a bit of eye candy there for the ladies as well, if you're into that. Oh, dear. Yeah, no, Iron Maiden. Yeah, I'm a avid Iron Maiden, Metallica.
Yep.
Yeah. Bloody Wood. Now that's a band.
Yeah, you were talking. I actually heard them after you said that one day, and they're really good.
They're really good. And Korn. I love Korn. And yeah, I'm an old metaler, really.
Cool.
I got my granddad into Iron Maiden. Yeah. What's his favourite song?
Mine is still Number of the Beast, no matter what.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, mine is Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Hallowed Be Thy Name. I just like that. Yeah. We're talking about Trump now.
Yeah. Yes, he does, but that's something else.
Wow. I know that he got his pilot's license and he was able to take passengers. And I know that an after show party at an Iron Maiden gig, he flew a plane and they all had a party while up in the air while he was flying the plane. But Bruce Dickinson got really ill and he had cancer on his tongue, which stopped him from singing for a while. So he concentrated on the aviation thing, but he's back to singing now and he's still got it. I love Bruce Dickinson. I actually met Iron Maiden. I was quite lucky. I met my Iron Maiden. I met my hero, Bruce Dickinson. He's a short guy, but I didn't hold that against him. He had a lovely personality, really friendly, gave me a hug, gave me a kiss on the cheek. He thanked me for buying the albums and then he went off. But yeah, no, I love Iron Maiden. I got a soft spot for him.
Yeah.
Great band. Oh, they're all going on about Trump again.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't there was something on the news this week that the Queen said that Donald Trump was quite rude, looking over her shoulder, like looking past her, or something? something like that. It was hit the news
Oh,
this week.
he's a trillionaire or a billionaire or whatever you want to call him that thinks he's above everybody else and they can do whatever he wants, and that's just not the way it works.
But then you can say the same as Elon Musk getting involved in the riots that's happened over here in the
Yeah,
UK recently.
people
I
just need.
think I think just that the world has just gone mad, hasn't it? Do you know what I say? Bring back LSD. Let's have the hippie days back again. That's a terrible thing to say, but
You know,
you know what's happened to all the love and peace and free love, and you know I don't know. It's gone crazy, and it's a bit like that within the paranormal field, don't you think, Eric?
oh yeah, I agree.
You know, I think it's not just in politics and in world politics. I just think it's just right across the board. It's just people. I
Uh,
think people have changed since COVID.
People go around like they're all depressed and angry all the time. You can't just act that way. Every time I go out to a store, I open the door for somebody, or somebody opens the door for me, which is a while ago you wouldn't even see that. But I'm like, thank you. You know.
Mm. Today, this was quite funny. I was in a chemist, like you'd call it a drugstore,
Mm-hmm.
but it sold makeup and perfume and all sorts of things in there. So I sprayed all this perfume, as you do. Us women do this thing. I don't think it's a man thing. So I sprayed all this perfume, decided I liked it. So I bought some. So as I come out of the drugstore and I'm walking down the street, this man was in front of me coming towards me and he was smiling. So I was smiling back at him. He kept smiling and he must have got a whiff of that perfume because I turned round and he turned round and he smiled at me and nearly walked into somebody. It was just quite funny. And it was nothing bad or untoward. I think he just got a good whiff of what
Yeah.
I was wearing because I sprayed so much of it. And because I was smiling back to it, he actually made my day.
Wow.
He made my day. The fact that it was smiling at each other. I bet he thought, silly cow, look at the state of her. What does she think she is, you know? And he was smiling, but it was nice,
Yeah.
you know? So I think more people need to do that. Just smile at someone and
Yeah.
just see what kind
Yeah.
of reaction you get.
Hey, how are you doing today? You know, how's your day? Stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely.
Even if they're upset, you know, I sometimes don't even get an answer back. I like, hey, how are you doing today? You know, as I'm going into a store or something, and people just walk off angry. I'm like, okay, well, you know.
Yeah. Well, they can do it when they're ghost hunting. Why not do it to the living?
Yep.
You know. Bruce Neddy's Ed Force One.
Mm.
And Eddie painted on it on the side, I think, as well. Hey, go easy on us hippies. Nothing wrong with being a hippie. Seriously, I love a hippie. I do love a hippie. Yeah. Oh. Just smile back or wink,
Yep.
you know, just anything. I think it's nice when people do that.
I have people look at women looked at me before, and like, you know.
But, you know, I love to scare people. Hey, you, have a great day. Just having, you weirdo. My kids are, I say my kids, they're not kids. They always say that I'm a weirdo and all my friends are weirdos. Well, Dan is, I know that for a fact.
I am so.
Yeah. Well, no, you don't get any weirder than Dan. You can ask Jamie, he'll tell you. You wait, Eric, when you get to hear all of the secrets that come from Jamie about Dan.
I can imagine.
She was a proper rock chick as well.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, you know, there's nothing wrong with being a rock chick.
No.
I used to be one. I'm not so much anymore. I've softened in my old age, you know.
Yes, sir. Opposite to the hippies, a hobby.
Is it? What is that?
How do you put
No.
it?
I don't know what the opposite to a hippie is. A Rocky.
Yeah, probably.
Well, the other thing I used to like doing was when I did this when I was in the States. Where was I? We went to the Grand Canyon somewhere,
Mm.
and there was a. We were shouting "coo-wee" like and getting the echo and stuff like that. And then we came out, and there was like a Greyhound bus terminal. It was really busy, and my son was only young then, and he said to me, "Mum, I dare you to shout coo-ee to one of those people standing over there waiting for a bus." And I did. Somebody turned round and waved at me. It was great. I loved it. I loved it. Only one person turned round and waved. So I went, coo-ee. They turned round. Oh, dear. It's funny. It's funny.
The square. There you go. Opposite to a hippie.
Or like me, hey, girl, you ever wonder what it's like to wear another woman as a glove? Come here, darling. Love it. The thing Jamie says, oh my God. Jamie, he cracks me up. He says to me, say that again. He says, I'm going to fold your clothes with while you're still in them.
Yeah, I know. He says,
I said, shut up, Jamie.
he said that to Dan one night. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude?
It's funny. Oh, Woodstock.
Mm.
I was at Woodstock when I was 16.
Oh,
Wow. See, I was just not even a glimmer in my dad's eye when
either.
Woodstock was on. No, yeah. I've heard stories about Woodstock. I would love to have seen Jimi Hendrix.
Oh yeah, I would have loved to too.
I've seen Joe Satriani and I've seen Steve Vai, and to me they're the two greatest guitar players. But Jimi Hendrix, I think, just blew everybody away. I would have loved to have seen Jimi Hendrix live. Like, he's your original rock god right there.
Totally. Even though he was chewing on acid most of the time, but he could play national anthem like you couldn't believe, and he played the guitar with his teeth.
Yeah, I heard Steve Vai. I was just like my jaw dropped when he did this. He actually got his guitar to speak, and it spoke human words, and he did that. I was like, what? Would somebody just pinch me? Did I just hear that? And I went, yeah, the guitar's speaking. I just could not believe it.
I love Steve Vai. I heard him first time when I was 17, and it was awesome.
Yeah, great. He's a great, great man. Great man. Still is. Still is. But yeah, we all have to get old at some time, I suppose. But weren't they running guitar schools or something?
Yeah, for a while they were doing that, and it was like,
I think Joe Satriani's guitar school still going, isn't it?
Oh, really? I don't know.
I think it is.
Yeah.
But
I know
yeah.
once in a while they'd have famous guitar players, like a thing that you can go to pretend you're a rock person, type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Absolutely amazing. Did the guitar gently weep? I remember he had that sort of double-necked guitar that he was playing, and he made it talk. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what? I just couldn't, but I was just like gone then at that point. It's like, nah, he's got me. But when you come to the UK, something that's opened up recently, I think it's a couple of years now, is there's a shop in Carnaby Street, famous street in London, from the 60s, 70s, 80s. It's not as out there as it used to be. But the Rolling Stones have opened their own store
Oh wow.
down Carnaby Street, and you can buy the Rolling Stones merchandise in there. So T-shirts, all that sort of thing, jackets, whatever. But I went in there. I couldn't believe it that the Rolling Stones have got a shop down Carnaby Street. I've got to go in there.
Yeah.
And I love the Rolling Stones. I'm brought up on it by my mum, really. But I went in there and I said, Andy, I can't leave here without buying a T-shirt. He said, go on then, I'll treat you to a T-shirt. It's quite expensive
Yeah.
because it is actually Rolling Stones merch. But yeah, there's something you've got to see. When you come here, I've got to take you down Carnaby Street.
I'll see that. And I want to go see the Museum of Curiosities.
Oh, I'll take you to the fifth corner.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, Carnaby Street. He's talking about, was it? I loved Carnaby back in the day. Still has the mod shop. Do you know what? There is a shop there called, I think it's called the Ancient Frog, that had all the belt buckles and the Iron Maiden. I think Bruce Dickinson, it was made for Bruce Dickinson. He wore it on tour, and it went back in the shop and it's on display. But they made like an Eddie head buckle belt thing. And I bought Andy like a skeleton hand that had a ring on it that he used to wear about 30 years ago. I bought it there. That shop is still going. So it does belt buckles and sort of more of the rocky type jewelry type stuff there. It's still going after all these years. It's one of the very few that still survive from back in the day. But it's a great place to go and visit. I love London. I love London. Yeah. You know what? We were talking at the top of the show. If anyone wants to host a show, the sister network is about to be launched properly. So if anyone's interested in hosting a show about anything, just get in touch. Let us know. You could message Simply Spooky. Just let us know that you're interested, what the type of show is, and what day and time of the week. And if we got the slot, you can have it. So yeah, you can have a rock show if you wanted to. Talk about your bands.
I did, Catherine. I said Museum of Curiosities. It's a place in England that you can go to that has weird stuff for viewing, I guess.
Well, there's a few of them, though. I will take you to the Victor Wind Tuesday Club in Bethnal Green. I think it's in Bethnal Green, which is a museum of curiosities, but it's also a wine bar.
Wow.
So you can sit down with a corpse, drink coffee or have an absinthe or whatever it is you want to drink. You've got that. There's a private collector that I can take you to that has, well, you walk in there, most things are for sale. And he's one of few people that have the licenses to do that. But there's also other museums that you've got, which is the Hunterian Museum that has a lot of wet specimens and things like that. So, yeah, we could take you there.
Yeah, I want to go to all those.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to see and do. And some things that people don't even know about, the underground stuff.
Yeah.
I'll cough air about that. Shakespeare Head. Oh, yes, that's still there. That's there. Carnaby Street was a great place. It still is.
Yeah.
What in the first granted birthday wish is this?
Oh, the Museum of Curiosities. I'm like, yeah, well, go over to England and go see it.
Come. We'll go. We'll go.
Yes,
yeah.
Sir.
Do you know what? This place, it was selling, you wouldn't believe me if I told you, it was selling human body parts. So skulls, hands, feet, mummified torsos, the skin of a human's face, the groin area of a woman, buttocks, all sorts of things. It is mind blowing. I'll have to take you. You first walk in there, and because your eyes don't know what to fixate on first, it gives you a major headache for the first 10 minutes. Your head will be throbbing trying to take it all in. What the hell am I looking at? And it's all museum grade specimens. It's not someone with a warped sense of humour. It is somebody. It's all museum grade stuff. So yeah.
I see that all the time. I always see something new for the first time all the time. And I'm like, well, I say that. And I'm like, well, this is it. I've seen it all. Nope, that's not true.
If you think we're mad, wait till you get over to France. I've found some museums over there that will blow your mind. Seriously. Oh dear. I tell you what, the world is it's a mysterious and crazy place, but there are some really nice people still out there. You've just got to hang on to that. William Becker keeps telling me, there are some mad people out there, but there are also some really good people. You just got to use common sense when it comes to walk away from people you don't need in your life and hang on to those that uplift you, that are good people. That's what you got to do. And you got to learn when to walk away.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, because people don't, because I think fear is instilled on people a lot, not just in society, but on here on social media. Oh, I can't open my mouth, I can't say this, or I can't do that because otherwise I'll get trolled or picked on or bullied. And it's a real thing. I think people's state of mental health is gone. It's gone because I think we're all being conditioned
Oh, yeah.
somehow, some way.
That's why a lot of groups that I started following on some platforms, I'm like, okay, well, I know that one, you're faking it, so I'm going to stop following you. And I don't say that much on sites anymore because the people are like attacking me. I'm like, okay, now wait a minute. Number one, you're not using your common sense and saying, hey, it's great that you caught that,
Yeah.
but that's not what it is.
Yeah. No, of course. And you know what? People are going to hate me now. Do you know what? I really don't care. I watch Ghost Adventures. And today I watched Ghost Adventures at Joe Exotic Zoo.
Oh, really?
It's an old one.
Mm-hmm.
But I just find it really entertaining.
Yeah.
We know that they fake it. I don't care that they fake it. I watch it for the entertainment value. And I got to see Joe Exotic Zoo and the house as it is today. It's a state.
Yeah.
But you know what? Zach Bagans has given me that. Thank you, Zach. That was quite interesting and entertaining. I don't believe everything you say, but I'll still watch your shows because I find them interesting, the places that he goes to. They went to a place in Oregon, I think it's in Oregon, called Wolf Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And it was supposed to be really bad and satanic stuff happened there and this, that, and the other. And when I was with William in Oregon, he said, do you want to go to Wolf Creek? And I said, yeah, come on then. And he took me. And we had an amazing time. We had a great time out there. We know what he did was faked.
Yeah.
But I got to see Wolf Creek. I got to see some of the countryside. I got to see the area. I saw the place where Clark Gable stayed in this place, It's like, wow. Yeah. So, people slag off someone. It's not their cup of tea. That's fine. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean I don't have to like it. I like it I know it's fake. I know it's fake all day long. It's fake. But I like it for what it is.
Yeah.
And if I have an opinion, that's my opinion. It doesn't have to be yours. But if you're faking something, I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And if you know that it's fake and you're putting it out there, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to gain from it? You're wanting that argument to start with. You want someone to say, oh, no, this is fake, just so you can have a go at them to make yourself look good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's good. But yeah, I watched Joe Exotic's zoo thing during lockdown when we all had that pandemic. I watched it on Netflix, and then I watched the thing he did with Carol Baskin. Bloody hell! And now she's got his zoo, so
Yeah.
you know. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank
Hi,
you.
KJ. Yeah, no, it's it's a weird tale. I can't get my head around it. And at the end of the day, the only thing that should matter should be the lives of those animals.
Yep.
Those animals, I mean, they're caged up. I saw stuff that Carol Baskin did. Now, if she did that here in the UK, she would have been lynched. You
Yep.
don't treat animals like that. So they're both as bad as each other, you know. But it's like that across the world, isn't it? So you
All
get
right.
good and bad and everything. Right. So next Wednesday, we are going to have a break next Wednesday. So there might not be a show, but we'll try and release something on YouTube. So if you haven't been on YouTube, now is the time to like and subscribe if you can, because we're putting on shows, and I think we'll premiere an old show on YouTube next Wednesday night at 8 o'clock for you instead, because we've been doing this for a long time without a break. So we need a break. Call it a summer holiday.
No, Lorna, I'm going to be going myself. I'll probably take Rita with me if she wants to ride along in the car, but she'll have to sit in the car. 'Cause,
Yeah. That's brilliant.
like,
I love that. That is brilliant. We should do that, Eric.
carry Monopoly money.
Yeah. Fake money for fake people. Here, have a quid. We'll have to get you doing all those London accents and terms and slang words and stuff.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, I have a really bad habit of when I even for like a month staying over there, I start copying people's accents. So
Oh, it's funny. You'll be doing all sorts of accents when you come
crap.
here. Scottish accent,
Mm,
Brummie accent, Welsh accent. The Welsh accent's quite a hard one to do, I think. I think it's quite hard. You know, when I was in California, no, it wasn't. It was, I was in San Francisco, and I remember, and I heard myself saying it, and I stopped and stared at the woman. I went to a coffee shop,
yeah.
and I said to her, she says, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yeah." Can I get me a? And I stopped. I went, "I'm so sorry." And she looked at me. She says, "What would you like?" I said, "Oh, can I have a cappuccino, please?" And then she laughed. She said, "Now say it in the way you was going to say it." I said, "Can I get me a cappuccino, please?" She said, "That's the American way." She said to me. I just thought it was so funny. I started doing it.
So you just pick up on them. I think most of it's because I consider myself empathic. I pick up people's emotions. So not only do I pick up the emotions, I pick up the accents too. So
Do you?
yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's going to be funny.
Yeah. But
Can you speak Welsh Gaelic, Sarah? I know a few words. Here's my Welsh for you, Sarah, especially for you. Croeso I Cymru. Do you know what that means?
mm-mm.
Welcome to Wales.
Cool.
I did learn some other stuff because I used to work for a Welsh radio station. I used to look after Swansea Sounds a few years ago.
Cool.
But they used to try and teach me Welsh. Does anyone have Alexa. Do you have an Alexa in your house?
No, I only have whatever it is on my phone.
Okay. On your phone, speak into it and say this. Say 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100 in Welsh and see what it plays back to you.
I'll have to wait until I'm off.
It's really naughty. The response is naughty, but it's funny. It always makes me giggle. So you've got to say 100 a couple of times, but ask the Alexa or whoever, Siri, to say it in Welsh.
Okay.
Say it 5 times or something and see what it says back to you. It's so funny. Alexa swearing is the funniest thing. It's a really naughty word. Oh, Sarah can't speak Welsh. Oh, that's a shame. It's a really hard language. Really hard language. I know that they call a microwave a poppity ping. I love that. It's not really a poppity ping, but they call it a poppity ping. Do it. Ask Alexa to say that in Welsh for you. Yeah. 100. Say 100. 100, 100, 100. Ask Alexa, say 100, 100, 100, 100 in Welsh.
Okay.
See what she comes back with. Don't have a mouthful of beer for the response, seriously, because you will spit it out. See what she says when she comes back. It will make her smile. Oh dear. So yeah, next Wednesday we're going to have a break. Dan will be just back from his holiday. Hopefully you would have gone out on your investigations, Eric.
Yeah.
I would have recovered after a weekend of wedding stuff. And we'll come back raring to go. But next Tuesday, you've got a show on next Tuesday, Eric?
Yeah, it is. Oh, shoot. I forgot what you gave me. But I do know who's going to be on, though.
Who's on next Tuesday? What's the date?
It'll be the 27th. It'll be me, Josh, Wayne, and Bry.
Ooh, all the boys together. Coffee Bean 100 in Welsh. I'm just reading the notes. Sarah's, I'm going to do that, Sarah.
Say coffee 100 in Welsh.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna give you an update, Sarah. I'll message you privately. Nico is saying you should check out what Ronnie LeBlanc has just posted. Shall we do that now?
Yeah.
Shall we talk about it? Hang on, let me get in it. We like Ronnie LeBlanc. Do you like Ronnie LeBlanc?
Remind me who that is.
He's on Expedition Bigfoot.
Oh, okay.
Ronnie LeBlanc, what does he say? On my way to... Oh. Just filmed several Sasquatch over 2 nights. They were surrounded by at least 3 to 5. You will have to wait a few months to learn who and see what they captured on film. Going to shake up the Bigfoot world. I couldn't be prouder.
Wow.
I think he's talking about Daniel. Is he talking about Daniel?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. He's a nice guy.
Because didn't Daniel go over there this month?
He did, yeah. I think he came back. Is he back this week or something? I don't know. I'm not sure.
I know he was going. But...
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a really good guy. And as well, the CFZ and the work that Richard Freeman and Jonathan Downs, what they do is absolutely amazing as well. So They've got some there's some expeditions in the pipeline. I think that Richard's ready to go on. That's going to be in the Far East. Is off to Sumatra pretty soon, so it'll be interesting to see what he comes back with. I think he's looking for the orang pandek.
Okay. Nico, I hope I'm saying that right. Said he thinks he's out there now.
All right, okay. Catherine's just realised what Alexa says.
That would
Terrible, is that I told you? Did it make you laugh though? That's the question. If we got a laugh out of that,
I have to try it when I get on.
oh, it's so funny. Just don't do it when your mum's in the room, you know. Just your mum will slap you, seriously. It's that naughty. It really is naughty. So tomorrow night you're back on with Tim
Yeah.
in the weird room.
Yep.
Can you tell us what the subject is, or
The
are
black
you going to? What is it?
Chuck.
Say that again.
The black Chuck.
Ooh.
I want to go through that because I love the whole story behind the Hound of the Baskervilles, and I want to do that because it's right near you too. So
Yeah. Oh, Rita wants to hear the Alexa thing.
you will when we are.
I can't do it while we're on air. Seriously, we'd be in so much trouble because it's such a bad word that gets repeated. Yeah, Catherine will tell you. Isn't it bad, Catherine? It's just so funny. Do you know, we had to unplug our Alexa because my husband and I were just sitting there watching a film, not saying anything, just really enjoying a film, nothing too heavy.
Mm,
And then all of a sudden, for no reason, it started laughing.
really?
And it was like, what? And my
That,
husband looked at me and goes, I'm not having that shit. And he just unplugged it. He said, nah. And she's been unplugged ever since.
yeah, I've even been hearing stories about people getting woke up in the middle of the night. What? I didn't hear what you said.
Well, they're talking in their sleep. Oh, yeah, I've got to say this coffee bean.
100.
Carrot coffee bean 100 in Welsh. Carrot coffee bean 100. Okay, I'll do that. I'll plug it in to do that. Catherine, test this one out. Carrot coffee bean 100 in Welsh. Do that one. We're leading you astray, Catherine, honestly. Well, it is an entertainment show. We'll just keep you entertained. Yeah, so, yeah, we unplugged Alexa because we just weren't having those strange laughing. That's just too freaky. So Black Shark tomorrow.
Yep.
That's going to be a good one. What time are you on? 8:00, isn't it?
7, 8. Yeah, 8 your time. I keep mixing it up with Wednesday or Tuesday. I mean, I don't know why, but yeah, it's 8:00 your time. 2:00 my time.
Yeah, it'll be a good show. I think it'll be a great show. And while Dan's away, you can have fun
Yeah.
and talk about him. Talk about him. Yeah. Yeah. Was it? I tossed mine because it listens to things. It does, Kelly. Honestly, it knows. It knows what you're talking about, even when. Oh, yeah. We just unplugged ours.
Hey, Kelly, I got this for you. So does your phone.
Yeah. Hi, Mary. Mary's in the house. Mary, I will get back to you. I'm just waiting for Dan to come back, and then I'm going to call you because I need to get some dates sorted out for you. But yes, definitely got things on the cards. We're talking about stuff here and what we're going to do when you come over. But yes, I need to speak to you. But I'll wait till Dan comes back next week.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to take a few people off to the Ancient Ram. I go round to different friends' places and set their Alexas to go for stupid times in the morning. Oh, that's wicked. You're such a naughty man, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know my phone does, because you talk about something and all of a sudden you'll get adverts for that thing. It's really bad. They were talking about something at work once. I'll never forget it. There was a bit of a naughty conversation. You know, like you talk about all sorts of weird shit at work. And the girls were talking about sex
Oh, okay.
and weird things that they've seen in newspapers and things that are reported. And the next thing you know, I was getting adverts for dildos on my phone. How do you explain that to your other half? It's like, what? I went, oh, yes, because we were talking about things at work. Oh, yeah, you women are disgusting. That's what I got told. Yes. Oh,
Cool.
oh, okay. I don't know how to do that. I know Rita Bad, wasn't it? That's bad. So you're on tomorrow night with Tim,
Yep.
and then next Tuesday, where you're talking about are are some countries more haunted than others, isn't it,
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, that'll be an interesting conversation. So, bit of a debate to go on,
Yeah.
definitely.
Well, it's not a debate for me. I know which country is more haunted. It's yours. I
Do you think? I don't think it is.
think it is. I think you got more history with wars and stuff than we do.
Oh, the British were always warring with everyone throughout history. It's terrible, especially the Scottish.
Just more in black chuck for tomorrow.
Yeah, Black Shuck's going to be brilliant. And you know, I think they just had the Black Shuck Festival down in Bungay.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
I
Yeah.
think they've just had it. So yeah, oi oi Savaloy. That's a right London saying. Oi oi Savaloy. So we're gonna call it a night because we've been on for a while now. Different countries have different levels of hauntings. That's interesting. I can tell you quickly what I'm sorry, Catherine's got me tonight. Holy shit on a cracker. Batman. That was the most amazing thing I've heard in years. What was the most amazing thing that you've heard in years? Come on, Catherine, you've got to share now. You can't just say that and leave it.
Everybody said whatever we told her the 100 or whatever it was.
Oh, the carrot. What was
Yeah,
it? Carrot.
100.
Carrot coffee bean 100 or in Welsh. Hang on, I'm going to try. Carrot coffee bean 100 in Welsh. That one. So they're trying to stop your festivals.
Oh really?
They won't. We've got, I think it's this weekend. There's the Notting Hill Carnival will happen. So that will definitely happen. It's a big one that happens in London every year. Yeah, they won't be able to stop that. Last weekend was the Black Shark Festival. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, carrot coffee bean 100 in Welsh. I've got to listen to that one.
I gotta write it down so I know.
Let's write it down. What is this bit of paper I got here? Sarah, this is all your fault.
Everybody's
Carrot
writing it down now as I speak.
coffee bean
100.
100 in Welsh. Okay, it's written down. So we're going to end it here now for this evening. We want to thank you for tuning in. We will get Ryan back on another show. He's promised, and he's promised some exclusives as well. So it'll be interesting to see what he's got to say, won't it, Eric? We'll have to probe him. Like only we can.
Yeah.
And don't forget, if you do fancy your own show, or you know anyone that wants their own show, we have a sister network that's about to be launched. So just get in touch. Let us blame the Welsh person. That's you, Sarah. We're blaming you. We would blame Nettie, but she's only just joined us. But she'll do a catch up because we can't blame Nettie. She's been a good girl. So we're blaming Sarah tonight. But as always, it's been great having you all on in the chat, and we can't do this without you, and we want to thank you for supporting us. But we are having a break next Wednesday just for 1 week while we recharge our batteries, and we'll be back the following week with a guest or two. You never know, we might have more than one. But we need a night off, don't we, Eric? We work too hard. Eric's not agreeing.
I start making more stuff, and then I'll be busy, and I won't be so bored. So,
hey guys, what do you think about Eric appearing at a convention somewhere selling his equipment? And you can meet the man himself and ask him about it, because that's what we've got planning when he comes over.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Andy. Another cup of tea. So so that's what we're gonna try and get going. And also, I think myself and Mary are going to try and do a European meetup. So me and Mary will chat more when we meet each other later on this year. But we want to get people together in Europe together for a meetup. Jamie, where have you been? We're about to go now. We love Jay, really. We do love him. But we just... Kelly said, do you sell to the Australians?
you can go on my eBay, and it will tell you how much it costs. I have it goes all worldwide. So,
yeah. Jamie's been working. Well, that's what he says. No, actually, Jamie does work very hard. I know he does work shifts. So,
yeah.
Sarah says, Catherine, just tell your neighbours you're learning Welsh. just turn the volume down. Close the windows. We'll get you into trouble. Oh, dear. Catherine, when you come over here, honestly, get your ass over to England. Come and see us. Right, we're going to end it here. Thank you, everyone who tuned in. I hope we entertained you tonight with some of our shenanigans. Oh, she can't turn the volume down on her own laugh. Do you know what's really funny, Catherine? I don't know if you've ever done this. All the men there in the chat, close your ears, and you, Eric, don't listen. When you're really having a laugh, like laughing really wholeheartedly laughing, but you're sitting on the toilet and weeing at the same time, it's the way it happens. It's just the funniest thing ever. Don't you agree? It's something only us women can do. Right, you can take your ear holes out now, Eric. Yeah. Right. I suppose we better come off here before we get into trouble.
Everybody have a good night.
Take care, everyone.